Folks, we got a great call lineup today. Our guest speaker is no surprise to us. He did last Saturday's training. Wow. He also is a single father, brought up his daughter in a way that is amazing. She got great grades. She spent a lot of time with her. And we see the women do that, but guys, he's a guy from my own heart for that part, being a great, terrific father. Decided ACN was for him, went to work to create a big organization that spans in several different states and countries. Without further ado, from the San Diego area, you know what I'm talking about, the great, the one and only, Mr. Julian Lewis.
Good morning, sir. It's good to see you. You got the money green on, and I don't know if you guys caught that. You guys better get on that call with Mr. Thomas. He said that he's going to be signing people up without even talking to them. That's like Professor X mental stuff, guys. I'm telling you right now, you want to get on the call. It's going to be great. And for you to understand, Mr. Thomas, what he's really doing, he's going to be teaching everyone the type of strength of language that he has, the tonality. I want you guys to get on there and learn that stuff, not just what he's saying, but how he's saying it, the way he's saying it, the way he makes people feel good, the way he compliments them, and the way he gets them to laugh and loosen up and all of that. Because I'm telling you, that's the brilliance, that's the genius. It's not just what he's saying, it's all of that other stuff. So I had to throw that in there, Mr. Thomas, so they can take notes on the right things. But I just want to let all of you know that I am so grateful to have him in my life. Since the very beginning, I've mentioned this before, I had to fight tooth and nail to get into this leadership. I was brand new, and it was on the top of the Omni Hotel at the Metropolitan, my mentor's complex, and overlooking the San Diego Bay and looking right into Petco Park. And he came in there, and it was on a big flip chart, and he wrote down and he broke down. Mr. Thomas broke down a method of operation that he did, and it was very, very simple. And he said, if you just follow these things, then you're going to have a lot of success. And I implemented it, and in 6 months did some ridiculous things in the industry. In my first 6 months, was able to replace my six-figure income, come home to my family, and be the type of father that I felt my daughter deserved. But that had to do with me being coachable to my mentors, because I had no business being in business. I didn't understand how this worked, but I knew they did. And so one of the things I was thinking about this morning, and I just want to be clear. I was thinking about doing breaking down a different training, but at 5:30 in the morning, I'm jumping rope with my weighted rope, and I'm thinking about the call this morning, and I'm thinking about, what is it about leaders? What is it that leaders know that we know that's just a everyday part of our lives, where I don't think the average person is really thinking this way. And that might be where there's a disconnect in getting results. And so one of the things I was thinking about is, what do I do when I create momentum? When I have a conversation with Mr. Thomas and I say, well, I'm about to do this, it happens. Why is that the case? And what is it that's going on in my mind that allows me and other people that I know that are in top production as well to do it consistently? And good news is, it's not just in ACN. You can utilize this in every aspect of your life. And what it is something that I call reverse engineering. So if you want to write that down, reverse engineering, that's what we're going to be talking about this morning. But I'm going to add in some things that are going to help you with reverse engineering the paycheck that you want. Because a lot of times we hear different things when people come on the guest speak, focus on the promotion, right? You guys heard that. Get promoted. You've all heard that before, right? So focus on your promotion. We've heard focus on helping others. If you help enough people get what they want, you'll have everything you want. We've heard that before, right? We've heard service to many leads to greatness. How many of you joined ACN because you want to get paid? How many of you did? So you joined. So all of these things. So you want to get paid, but you hear service to many leads to greatness. Help enough people get what they want, you'll get everything you want. If you focus on helping people get promoted, you'll get promoted, right? So when you know that, then you can reverse engineer it, but you can bake in helping people And through helping people create what they want, you can create the paycheck that you want. And that's what I really want to talk about today. So I broke out this journal, old journal, and I think, Mr. Thomas, you'll love this. So you guys know. So I'm sure I have more of these than Shaquille himself. But this one, Mr. Thomas, is started out in December 2014. So this is several years ago. I want you guys to know that that I'm a student of this industry still today, but I want to tell you that this stuff is old. Jim Rohn says, truth is old. Truth is old. You never hear anybody talking about it. If you think about it, you never hear, if someone said we're selling new antiques, you need to run. That's Jim Rohn talks about truth. Well, this stuff is old, but it works. And so you want to have the intention, you want to intentionally make money and momentum. And the way you do that is, the key is executive team leader. And I'm going to talk about executive team leader because most of you that have been in for a little while are executive team leaders. If you're brand new, you're going to be focused on getting to executive team leader. The bonus for the month is centered around executive team leader. And that's not by accident, that's by design. Because by focusing on executive team leader, there's a paycheck release. And I need you to understand the average person. So all of fourth quarter of last year, first quarter of this year, the average person that joined our team, our group that promoted to executive team leader did it in an average of 10 days. Okay, they averaged 10 days promoting to executive team leader. And the reason why that's so critical, so important, is because they generated the fast start bonus of the month in less than 30 days. They were able to see the paycheck in their account in less than 30 days. And that is key to momentum. See, because when people can see a paycheck in their first few weeks, they're going to get excited. And that excitement is what's going to catapult them into doing the work that it takes to get from the gap of ETL to regional coordinator. I need you to understand how critical and how important that is to their success as well as your success. Because if someone doesn't get the fast start bonus, does that mean that life is over? No, it doesn't mean that life's over. But if people get the fast start bonus, they are excited. They have confidence that ACM pays out a check. They generated not only money back, but they got what it cost back and then some, and their testimonial is different. See, my story is, in my first 6 months, I was able to replace my six-figure income. You can't take my story away from me. That's my story. It's real. I have the paychecks. My upline has their paychecks. It's something that created a lot of momentum and a lot of money. And so that story goes with me. In my first 30 days, I was the only one out of 100 people that joined my mentors team to generate the fast start paycheck. Everyone was asking me, what does it look like? Because the month before, people didn't generate that paycheck. I have that story. And so what I'm trying to say is, my mentor pushed to create a story for me, because your story, the new person's story, will pay them for the rest of their career. I'm going to repeat that again. Your new person's story will pay them for the rest of their year. Their story will create profits if you push them to do better than they think they can. And by stretching them outside of their comfort zone, they'll never go back. So what you want to do is do everything, fight tooth and nail, to get someone promoted to executive team leader with the structure needed for the bonus as quickly as possible. We have a 7-day game plan. That's just what we do in our team. 7-day game plan every single time. And the reason why we do that is we need every human being that joins our team to understand that getting promoted in the first 7 to 10 days is normal and necessary. It's normal and necessary. It's not something that we make too much noise about. Don't get me wrong. We get excited when people get promoted, but we get excited like a high five. Great that you hit this milestone. Now you can actually get paid. Let's focus on getting you to regional coordinator so that you can start to generate the type of money that tastes like what network marketing is supposed to taste like. And so these are the conversations that we're having with someone as they're moving towards their promotions. So executive team leader, reverse engineer, when you're an ETL, 2 CQs for that person, for that new person who's getting promoted to ETL in their first 30 days, it's going to generate $500 or whatever the bonus is that month, right? But for you as an ETL, if it's direct to you, that's on average, it takes a minimum of 2 people to promote that bonus because you need a team, right? So 15 points need to come from a team. So that can be between 2 people. It could be more, it could be 3, it could be 5, but on average, let's say 2. So 2, what does that mean to you? That's $50. That's $50 in revenue when someone becomes a CQ. $50 for you both times. So that's $100 in revenue just for helping to create an executive team leader. So I'm talking money right now. That means in order to help someone to make $500 personally, you make $100 minimum, okay? To help someone make $500 personally, you make $100. So when you hear us say, we don't make a dime until you make $1, look at the money equation, you'll see that that's true. In order for me to make 100 as an ETL, help someone make 500. So now that I have that number, I can reverse engineer based on my own efforts. Forget my team. How does a team become leaders? How do teams become leaders? You guys know that? They become leaders by seeing your example and following it. So if you want to attract several leaders, here's the trick. You guys want to know the trick? I'm not convinced. Sam, I'm not convinced. Do they want to know the trick? Here's the trick. Go out and work. Go out and work. Go out and work. When you're working, the people that are attracted to work become attracted to you. When you're not working, you'll still sign up people if you have a great conversation. But the problem is they're going to follow your example. So you're going to sign up and attract people that don't want to work. And so you're going to be miserable because you know what's worse than making no money? Having a big team that also makes no money with you. I'd rather have a small team of gangsters that are going out and getting it than a large team of people not making money upset they signed up in ACN. And we think, oh my gosh, I just can't find the right person. I can't find the right person. The reason why you can't find the right person is because you haven't found the leader in yourself yet to be the example you need to be to attract other people that are going to want to do what you do. That's the issue. So if you want to attract a lot of leaders, you got to develop the leader within you to be the model, to be attractive. So we get after it. So if you know that helping a person make 500 in their first 10 days or executive team leader is going to pay you out on average about $100 as an ETL, then now you know the basis of the equation to make money in ACN. So how much money do you want to make? Do you want to make $100 a day? Do you want to make $50 a day? Let's look at $100 a day. If you want to make $100 a day, that's $500 a week. That's $1,000 every 2. Can we agree that's decent part-time money? That's decent part-time money. So let's look at it from you doing this very, 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 very part-time. So very part-time looks like this. In order to enroll that type of activity, let's look at the numbers. We know on average for every 10 people that are exposed to ACN, 2 people enroll. Those are the numbers. Mr. Thomas has higher numbers because he's been doing this a lot longer. So he can tell by the way someone breathes. Trust me, I know this because I can as well. He can tell by the way someone pauses or breathes on the phone what they're probably thinking as it relates to what he just said, because he said it over and over again to so many people that he understands the average person is thinking this way about what I said. But let's just look at someone who's new. Someone who's new can expose 10 people and enroll 2. So I want you to think about that. if you can expose 10 people and enroll 2, then your job is to get those 2 people promoted to ETL within their first 10 days. And in order to do that, you're going to have to fight tooth and nail for them to get that result. Well, 10 equals 2. You can say, I get that. I'm all for doing 10 presentations or 10 exposures to get 2. But how do I get to the 10 exposures? Where are these exposures coming from? Right? So now we take a step back. This is reverse engineering in real time. So if you guys don't catch this, the recording is there. You can go back and listen to this again. But so in order to get to, you need to have at least 25 people say that they're willing to see it. And in order to get 25 people willing to see it, I need to have spoken to and asked 50 people if they will see it. So there's your number. I know that if I can get 50 people to say, the 50 people in touch with them, at least half of them will say they'll see it. And out of the people that see it, at least 2 of those people are going to enroll. Okay, so notice I said 25 people seeing it. Well, 25 people seeing it equals 12, not 10. Well, why did I say 25 then? Because out of the people 25 people that say that they're going to see it, weird stuff happens. So I factor in a little bit of weird stuff. Why? Because everyone has a little bit of weird in them. Some people have a lot of weird in them, and it'll show up. You'll be like, yo, that's a weirdo. Wow, they showed up, just like Mr. Lewis said. And guess what? That's normal. So you factor it in. Why? Because if you look at any traditional business owner, do they factor in all of these other things that could happen? Yes or no? So if they factor in all of the stuff because they're building a real business and you want to build a real business in ACN, why wouldn't you factor in everything? So now that I know my number, then here was my question. If I know my number, if I know I personally want to do this week, what Julian's talking about, and I know my number, wow, that sounds like I probably need to reach out to 100 people a day. That sounds crazy. How am I going to do something like this? Where am I going to find all these people? Oh my gosh, it's called social media. I can go to every single one of your social media platforms, because it's not just one anymore. We have Facebook, we have TikTok, we have Instagram, we have a Snapchat, we have Clubhouse, we have LinkedIn, we have email contact lists, we have our cell phone contact list. We have so many contact lists, thousands of people that know you, that you have access to, that will make you millions if you understand how to approach them. So my question was, how do I approach everyone as quickly, like Sam said, speed and exposures? How do I approach everyone to get a desired result? Some people are offensive when they contact people, and they wonder why their exposure ability is so low. You got to ask yourself. Like in person, we knew these things. Myself, Nakota, Mr. Al Thomas, we knew these things. When you're talking to someone in person, don't talk to them without gum. You could be verbally abusing them with your breath and wonder why people aren't signing up. Right? Is that true? Virtually, Pat's like, yeah, it's true. It's weird the way you said that, Julian, but yeah, it's true. I see you. So this is true. But so what could it be virtually? You could be virtually abusing people with your approach, and your approach is affecting your number. So I'm going to give you a simple approach. Rick, you ready for this? Mary Perez, you ready for this? I see you taking notes fast. Girl, I'm so proud of you. Yeah, look, I'm going to give it to you like this. Something that I do, something that I learned a long time ago, human psychology. Look, if your mentor teaches you a different way, follow that. I know that the average human being will follow the path of least resistance over pleasure or pain. I want you to hear that again. The average human being will follow the path of least resistance over pleasure or pain. So what is it? That means that if I know I'll get pleasure, but I got to do a little work to do it, the average person will say, no, thank you. I'll just stay where I'm at. I need you to think about that for a second. For those times when you say, I don't get it. ACN could help their lives. I don't know that. The average person will follow the path of least resistance over pleasure or pain any given day of the week. All right. So what is the type of an approach that is the least resistance that will get everyone to just look? Some of you on my team, you already know this. I see like a slight half smile in Marie's face because she knows this. Some of you guys know this. It's asking, if you were on the training on Saturday, Sherian, you already know. I see you mouthing it. There it is. Winston, you were there. You getting checked. I need your opinion. See, this business is so simple. We overcomplicate it. We come up with elaborate, articulate ways to say it. You know, I was wondering if you keep your options open. Do you diversify your portfolio? Do you see other ways of looking at money? We say all this weird stuff when we can keep it super simple. And it doesn't matter how long you've been in contact with someone or how long it's been since you've seen them. Jackie Black, let's pretend I haven't seen you in years. I haven't communicated with you on social media in years, but we follow each other. You see some of the goofy memes I post and you laugh at them. Sometimes you like my stuff, right? Sometimes I like yours. I wish you a happy birthday because Facebook shows me when your birthday is, right? All these things. This is normal life. This is day-to-day life. And I reach out to Jackie and say, Jackie, I go right into it. The mistake that most people make, you guys ready for this? They beat around the bush and they small talk. You want to make someone feel like what you're doing is sleazy? Start just small talking and then say, oh, by the way, the reason why, no, don't do that stuff. Don't do it. Don't do it. Here's what you do. You go right into the reason. Jackie, girl, it's been years since I've talked to you. I haven't talked to you in forever. And I'm doing something that made me think about you. And I value your opinion because I respect you. I would love to get your opinion on something I'm doing. Could you do that for me, Jackie? You know what Jackie's going to say? Of course. You know why? Because people love to give their opinion. This is what I mean about people overcomplicating. We try to come up with these elaborate scripts. For what? For what? You're making something so simple, difficult. I asked Jackie for her opinion. She's going to put her hands on her hips and be proud to give me her opinion. Why? Because people love to give their opinion. Listen, our parents give us their opinion even when we don't ask them for it. When they're grandparents, they give us their opinion on how we're parenting. You know, I wouldn't do it that way, you know, when you were growing. You get what I'm saying, guys? It's just the way it is. People love to give their opinion. So why don't you empower people to give their opinion? Here's what's going to happen when you do it. So Jackie, I haven't seen her in years. Let's talk about someone I barely know. Sam, listen, brother. We barely know each other. We've been connected for maybe a couple of weeks. But based on what I see you post, you seem very intelligent, brother. I would love to get your opinion on something I'm doing. You see how simple that was? I know some of y'all getting excited right now. You're like, crap. I know if someone said that to me, I'd be like, yes, I am intelligent. I would love to give you my intellectual opinion. Come on, this is so simple. What if it's someone that was friends at another job? Hey, Marie, I miss working with you. When we were in the cubicle next to each other, it was so much fun. You're so funny. And you know what? I just want to let you know and I would love to get your opinion on something. Guys, opinions equal eyeballs. Write that down. Opinions equal eyeballs. What are eyeballs? Exposures. The more sets of eyes you have looking at the business, the more money you are making. So why did I say all that to get to that? Because the root of the problem, where the blockage is for 99.9% of IBOs, is the fact that they overcomplicate how to get the exposure. And as it relates to that, if you guys been on the training on Saturday, those of you that been a part of our presentations, we inspect what we expect. So when people get on our presentations, what are we saying? You were probably brought on here to evaluate something and give your opinion. At the end of our conversation, you will have enough information to be able to allow us to know your opinion, where you lean most towards, whether you see yourself as category 1, category 2, and category 3. It's completely up to you. We're just sharing it with you so that you can give us your thoughts. And guys, when you do that, you'll be able to get the 100 exposures. You'll be able to get to the 100 contacts a day. And you know what's so cool? You won't feel weird or sleazy or uncomfortable about it. Because I know by the way you guys are thinking or the facial expressions you have, that you're saying to yourself, man, if I was approached that way, I'd like that too. And here's what's funny. If you're thinking that way, imagine how other people are going to feel. Get right down to it. So we reverse engineer the number that you need. If you want to make $50 a day, $100 a day, $200 a day, you know what the equation is. If you don't remember, go back and listen to the recording. And now here's what's so beautiful about it. Your team becomes the cherry on the top, not the horses that you whip and ride, because people look at teams differently. I'm gonna tell you something. The way we build teams, my team knows. You can ask Marie. They know. And I'm not saying this to exaggerate, or I'm not saying this to big up myself. They know I'm a beast. They know how I operate. They freak out. They see the stuff that I do while I'm working with them. Marie knows I'll work with her. I'll work with everyone in her team and get these results. And they're like, oh, Julian's crazy. And it's funny because it excites them. So guys, I hope you caught that. I hope that adds value to what you're doing. You can do that at every position. But remember, ACN pours so much money out to new ETLs for a reason. They know that that's the key, is getting the new person paid immediately. That creates confidence, excitement. And when you have confidence and excitement, people will authentically do what? Promote ACN. They're attractive on accident, even if they're saying, fumbling the words. And so you want to get crazy about bringing in new people and getting them promoted as fast as possible. All right. Add whatever dollar amount you want to it. You'll be good to go. Just make it about them, and that dollar amount will show up. So with that being said, Mr. Thomas, I will turn the call back over to you, sir.